Okay, so tonight we got my predictions for this upcoming fight night card. This is a little late, but I'm just gonna run through it real quick and give you guys my predictions. Okay, so first off, we got this fighter from China. I'm not gonna attempt to say his name versus Gabriel Benitez. So Gabriel Benitez, his last fight, he lost to Jim Miller via submission. I know Jim Miller's not washed and he's not trash, but come on, I can't pick a guy who just lost to Jim Miller 3 months ago and he's 35 years old against someone who's 23, I think. The guy from China is. I just think he has more room to grow. He's going to be coming into his physical peak soon, and he's just going to be more hungry going out there. I'm picking the guy from China to win. Okay, so next up on this card, we got Petrovic versus Na Liang. Okay, so for this fight, I'm not going to act like I know what's going on or anything, but Na Liang's coming off 3 losses. She has not won a fight in the UFC yet. And we got Petrovic, who's just coming off 1 loss. She's 6-1. I think the UFC is going to try and build her up at least, or Nali's gonna get cut after this loss. I have a feeling she's gonna lose and get cut. She's gonna lose and get cut. Okay, so next up we got James on top. James Illantop. All right, yeah, he's fighting Chris Padilla, who's coming off of a couple good wins, I guess you could say, but he's taking this up on short notice when James on top's his opponent pulled out. Not sure when it was, but I remember he's just taking this on short notice. Jaime on top, overall better fighter. I think he's gonna make better improvements. I just think he's overall more well rounded and will edge a decision out on this one. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I just realized Chris is taking this on short notice. I don't know why I said edge a decision. He might get slept. It depends on how good he comes in looking. He might come in looking alright, or if he comes in looking shit, he's gonna get slept early. So we'll just have to see. Okay, so in this one, Marnik Man is just shitty. For having man in her name, you think maybe she looks like a man and might be a good fighter. She is terrible. I don't see her winning anything ever. I don't want to watch this fight, but I'm making the video, so I'm gonna have to act like I'm predicting something. I just think she's terrible and will not win. I, like some of these fights, I'm not even betting on like the fighter themselves. It's just like my prediction is just their opponent is so bad that they might go in there and just knock themselves out, or they themselves might just lose the fight. So yeah, Marnik Man, she's not gonna win anything ever. All right, now we got Dontel Mays versus Kyle Machado. Dontel Mays is a bigger fighter. I mean, these guys both aren't good. I mean, it's heavyweight, I know, but Dontel Mays coming in at 6'6", not even sure if that's really accurate. He's a big guy. He's a big guy compared to Kyle Machado. Dontel Mays is not good. Doesn't have really good striking. Doesn't really have good anything. But I just think he'll be able to catch Kyle Machado. I don't think he's anything special either. He's just fat. He's 6'4", 250. He's just fat. These are just two fat guys going at it. I think Dontel Mays will just be able to catch him and put him to sleep. But who knows what would happen? I guess, but yeah, Dontel Mays is just terrible, but he'll find a way to get it done somehow and make it look very unimpressive. But yep, Dontel Mays. All right, next up we got Austin Hubbard versus Michel Figlak. Michael Figlak, whatever you want to fucking call him. All right, Austin Hubbard, 15-7. And then Michael Figlak, 8-1. All right, but I'm gonna be honest. I know Austin Hubbard. He has more experience in the octagon and in the UFC. But Figlak's last fight, he lost unanimous decision, but it was actually against a good opponent. Faraz Ziam. He's a decent fighter. He's not the best. He's not anything special. But I mean, Austin Hubbard is just not good. Figlak by boring decision, most likely. Unless Austin Hubbard just runs in there wild and gets slept. But I think Figlak's going to play it safe, dance around the outside and just, point this fight. That's really all I got. Honestly, out of all the fights, this is probably the only one that's pretty lopsided. Victor Henry versus Rani Yaha. Rani Yaha is almost 40 years old in a bantamweight. I'm sorry, but you are done after this. Victor Henry, again, not the greatest fighter in the world, but he's just going to go out there and do whatever he wants, however he wants, and just throw around Rani Yaha for the whole fight. I think he's going to get 30-27 decision, 29-28 maybe, most likely 30-27 or finish Ronnie Yaha late in the fight. But yeah, Victor Henry's just leagues above Ronnie Yaha. Ronnie Yaha's on his way out. This should be his last fight. Hopefully it is, but I guess we'll have to see. He might stick around for however long he wants. But yeah, I got Victor Henry on this one. Pretty obvious, but that's what I got. All right, this one, I don't like this. Tim Means versus Uros Medic. Medic's last fight, he lost to the greatest fighter of all time. So I get it. I get it. Sometimes we're gonna lose to some great guys. Tim Means, you're 40 years old. You're terrible. I don't know how you won your last fight. Like I just don't get how you're beating anyone anymore. You're done. Your career's over. Uros Medic, please save us from Tim Means being in the octagon anymore. Please just retire, man. Please retire. Uros Medic, I mean, I could care less about this fight. I could care less about any of these fights. These just mean nothing. Uros Medic, put him to sleep, please. Yeah, Uros Medic by knockout, hopefully. Jonathan Pierce versus David Onama. David Onama, I got a feeling he's going to go out there and sleep Jonathan Pierce. I don't think David Onama's really better, but I think he's going to go out there and sleep him. I just think Jonathan Pierce is a little hittable, and David Onama will go out there, find his chin, find the button, press off, and we will see Jonathan Pierce laying down face first in the octagon in the second round. That's just what I'm going to go with. Again, I don't really think he's better than him. I just think Jonathan Pierce is just a little too open, and David Onama is going to be able to find those shots to put him out of there in the second round. All right, now we got Dinez versus Austin Lane. Austin Lane, I've watched his past couple fights. I just think Dinez will be able to put out Lane pretty easily. I know Lane's a little taller and everything, but Lane looks weird in the octagon. He doesn't look right. He doesn't look like he belongs. He's a pretty good fighter. I'm not going to say he's bad or anything, but he just looks like if someone comes at him and puts some pressure on him, he will just fold up and crumple. Dinez is a little bit bigger of a fighter, not height wise, but weight wise, and I think Lane's just going to be a little scared facing a guy that's undefeated with knockouts on his record and with powerful hands and a good kickboxer at that. I think he's going to get a little worried and just you know trying to run around a little bit and just get slapped. All right, this fight I actually like. Karine Silva versus Ariana Lipski. Karine Silva's on a little bit of a streak with her submissions, and Ariana Lipski's okay. Karine Silva being able to finish fights in a women's division is impressive. So I think she's gonna keep it going. I think she's gonna get a submission win over Ariana Lipski, who doesn't have a terrible ground game, but Karine Silva has just been running through everyone, just submitting everyone, and I don't think Lipski's like a big jump to where this is gonna be a difficult fight for her or anything like that. I just don't see her posing any threats that Karine Silva can't really take care of. At least on the ground, I think Karine Silva, big advantage. Will be able to submit her round two probably, or late round one. But yeah, Karine Silva, I'm pretty confident in this one. All right, this one just pains me to have to pick. It's Ryan Spann versus Bogdan Guskov. All right, I think Anthony Smith is bad. Ryan Spann, what are you doing? Ryan Spann, what are you doing, Ryan Spann? What are you doing? That being said, I'm going to go with Ryan Spann. I think Bogdan is just going to have some issues with Ryan Spann's height and his reach. He has a pretty decent reach advantage, and I don't think he's going to be able to get on the inside, and Ryan Spann's just going to be able to pick him apart. Overall, better fighter. Bogdan Guskov is not really seen anything like Ryan Spann, I guess. I mean, but I don't know who Ryan Spann even is. Like, what is Ryan Spann? What is he gonna do when he goes out there? Is he just gonna start walking backwards in the middle of the cage and just turn around and start rolling on the ground? Like, what is he gonna do? So I'm going with Ryan Spann comes out there with a decent game plan and looks good, or just looks normal. As long as he doesn't shit the bed, I think Ryan Spann has this one in the bag. All right, now we got Mateus Nicolau versus Alex Perez. This fight pisses me off because I was expecting to see Manel Cap, but this is still a decent fight. Mateus Nicolau is a good fighter. he's hard to put away, and he hasn't lost really to that many people that are like there's no bums that he's lost to. What, his last fight he lost to Brandon Royval, he got knocked out with that knee. I don't like I'm not gonna take that and be like, oh, Mateus Nicolau has no chance or anything like that. And again, Alex Perez on a 3-fight skid, but it's against good guys. He lost to Pantoja and Figueiredo, two good fighters. Makayev, I don't even want to speak about Muhammad Makayev in this video at all, but Alex Perez is decent. Mateus Nicolau, too difficult to put away. So I think Nicolau is just going to beat Alex Perez for 5 rounds straight and maybe 4 rounds to 1. But I think Mateus Nicolau's too durable. He's way too durable, and I think he's a really good fighter. I think Mateus Nicolau, very good fighter. Alex Perez is a decent fighter, but I think overall, Mateus Nicolau, him being that difficult to put away, him still just going out there and fighting like he's been fighting recently, even though he lost his last fight. And I know it was by finish, and I'm sitting out here saying, oh, he's hard to put away. But I mean, getting kneed is different than anything Alex Perez is going to do. I think Mateus Nicolau is going to know what's coming, see what's coming, and be able to defend perfectly fine and not really have any issues in this and just be able to pick Alex Perez apart. All right, guys, that's all I got. Sorry about the late upload in the week for this card. 301 predictions are going to be coming out earlier next week than this is going to be like Thursday by the time I get this video out. I've been up late. I've been trying to get this video done, get my predictions throughout the week. But next week, I'm going to try and get out those 301 predictions Monday, Tuesday at the latest. I don't want to keep putting them out this late in the week. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll see you guys next video. Don't forget, if you hear this, like the video and subscribe, or your favorite fighter will get slept.